So I always see golfers that don't turn through the ball correctly, and this is all because of conceptually how they think they should move through the golf ball, and sometimes it's to do with how they've prepared themselves in terms of the setup or the backswing. So really today I want to make sure we have the concept and the idea and some exercises to encourage you to move through the golf ball correctly. So the big things I'm looking at today is the head and the pelvis movement through the ball. So what I see with a lot of golfers is kind of this look. I'm exaggerating things, I know, but we see the golfer that the pelvis tends to stay still or move this way and the head moves forward. And it's a bit of yin and yang with that. As my upper torso goes forward, my lower half will want to stay here. If I move my head and lower half forward, you'll see here I'll want to fall over. So we always see the golfer that will tend to look, I'll get my head forward, I'll make sure I get good contact on the ball, and they do that. They have very little speed from doing that, very little club face control from doing that, and certainly the path quite often tends to be out to win when they do that. So they tend to be the slicers, the pullers, the faders of this world. Nothing wrong with a fade, as long as we've got enough power to back that up. I want to see you being able to move through the golf ball with your pelvis through and the extension of your body and the head finishing not too far forward. So again, if the head's further back, the pelvis tends to go more forward. Now there's a fine line between what we need to encourage here. Now how much we do anything is too much. So we can be too much going back with our head, too much going forward with our head. I will give you a grid in a second that will help you understand where we want it to be, and you can use for practice to encourage you to have the right biomechanical movements, matchups, to get the positions I would want you, so you can control the handle of the club, you can control the club head, you can control your low point, and you can play great, successful, consistent golf. Okay, so we're going to look at a bit of grid training here. I've got 2 alignment rods on the ground, not invasive at all. We can again put a stick here, and we can get a stick from a golf bag here to really make sure you can measure where you are. The key thing what I'm looking for here is this is going to be what we call our finishing headline as best we can. Again, it's a struggle for some golfers for sure, but it's about encouraging it and working towards it rather than being this is where you have to be. And this is where we'd want the hip line to be. So we're trying to feel like the hips move laterally towards target while our upper hub, if you like, extends and stays back. Now in terms of the extension of the upper hub, put the club in your belly button and take your grip somewhere on the metal, on the shaft. And if we just feel like we do a few things, you have to feel this. If I just extend up and then turn through, that's the kind of position I want my upper hub to be in the finish. And we can do it the other way. Turn and extend at the same time. So we point this club up to the sky. That's what we're looking for basically in terms of the extension of our back. And again, the more we extend, the more we find it pushes my tailbone, my tush line forward. That's definitely what I want to feel we do. If we do this and you do this successfully, you will guarantee low point, guarantee contact. And the more we get the lower hub forward and the upper half back, the more it encourages the path to go to the right field or to the right side or to the inside. So for the slicers of the world, this is gold dust. For the guys who hit the ball heavy or thin, this is gold dust. The more we can get the feeling of posting our body this way, the more we will control and be consistent with our movement, our path, and our ball striking. So there's a couple of ways I'm going to encourage you to do this. One is we hit balls using the grid and we go slowly, okay? And another one is what I call a half swing drill, which I'll show you both. We'll perhaps start with a half swing drill. So build up from there. So if I take my setup to this golf ball, and I've got just a mid-iron here, the idea will be to swing back, swing down into that delivery position, and then we're going to hit the golf ball from here. Now the feeling I want you to have from here is you're going to try and hit the ball as high as you can with your body, but as low as you can with the club face. That gives us a shaft lean we require with the extension of the body. And at the same time, obviously, as we do that, we're going to try and post. So we're going to basically go post, extend, and lean all in one go. We're not after power. We can hit this 50 yards, 60 yards, that's absolutely fine. It's all about feeling this in our body to start to feel the mechanics move differently and to see if we can start to train our body to move more efficiently. Let's get one of those on the road here. So, set up as normal, swing back, swing down to this delivery kind of position, and then from there, a little bit off balance, but really happy with the contact, the flight, and I felt my body move differently. Again, I'm stiff. I know people comment sometimes that I'm stiff. I'm stiff, I'm overweight, It's what I am. So we need to move as best we can around our body shapes, around our flexibility. Again, if this makes you move 1 degree, 1 inch, 1 centimeter better, then I'm all for it. It's encouraging the right movements. That's it. No one said it's going to be easy. It's about moving better if we can. And moving better, moving well, is kind of stretching. It'll give you the body sensations as doing stretches. The more you practice these kind of movements in the house, in the garden, even from a static position, extension, that movement through, it'll help you move the way in which I would like you to move to control the golf swing. Let's go ahead and do a full swing one now, and a bit of a golf course concept as well at the end of the video. Okay, so the full swing one, we're just going to use the grid and try and have the image. And again, something I've heard Mac O'Grady did, I don't know this for a fact, he tried to feel like his head finished on his trail foot when he was doing this kind of exercises. And that for me is a bit too far back. But again, if that concept makes you move the way I want you to, then I'm all for it. So again, let's just take our stance. Make sure the feet are flared. Weight's nice and even in our set position. And again, try and feel the hub goes forward and lower hub forward, upper hub back. That felt great. Fraction of a draw, but a solid iron shot down the middle of the fairway in this case, but it would obviously been on the green if I'd been hitting at a green. So, felt different to my normal swing, have to be honest. That's what I want. I want it to encourage different movements. So taking it to the course, important we make a practice swing or rehearsal that tells our brain and body what we want to do. So I would possibly swing back, swing down to that delivery position, and get the same feeling we had with that first drill. That would be my practice swing. Then do the stuff we'd want to do, the visualization, the aiming at a spot just in front of the ball, getting comfortable. And then the process in the swing would be, for me, extend, okay? And you might feel, like I do with a few of these iron shots, that you feel a bit more flat-footed. That's probably because I'm not posting the hips quite enough. But if I get the extension right, it'll help control the path and my hands by getting the feeling of the momentum in the shaft moving better initially. And that extension piece is important. So that for me would be the golf course routine to start you off.